The Weeknd revealed that he's adopting a quote-unquote sober light lifestyle. Speaking to GQ magazine, the singer explained that he still drinks and smokes weed, but he has given up hard drugs because they were, quote, a crutch. He went on to say that he never felt he needed to do hard drugs, so it wasn't a hard habit for him to shake. He also said he became, quote, sober light because he eventually wants a family someday. Al, do you think that using the term sober light or just using sober attached to anything when you're not really sober is detrimental to those who are in recovery?
Well, there's two kind of schools of thought on this that I've observed. There's some people that are like, when you're sober from everything, cold turkey, maybe cigarettes, maybe coffee, but that's it. Some people are, air quotes, it's called California sober. We've interviewed people on here that said that they're that. And some people, I believe, for their mental health, have cut out everything except for marijuana. That works for some people apparently. But when you start saying I only drink a little bit or I only smoke a little bit, what we're talking about is introducing things into a system that is shown with its history that it is unable to stop once it gets going. And you're just opening the door, because I think everything starts out, I can have a drink. You know, and I have friends that I've talked to that have people that have years in sobriety, and they're like, I think I can have a wine spritzer, it's cool. And 3 days later, they're being admitted to the hospital. There's a reason that we're having this conversation. Really, I don't want to hog the whole block. I'll just say this to anybody listening. I remember I was on a phone call. I used to run a men's sobriety group, and, you know, there's a guy on there that said, I'm not sure if I'm an alcoholic. And he just said to the guy, people that aren't alcoholics aren't on this phone call. And so if you have to have that question, then you probably need to get some help.
Yeah, I just, to me, Al, it's not supporting the people who are completely sober. I was talking with Michael Dean, and he's one of our producers here, and he is sober proudly. And it's an insult to someone like him who really takes it serious and puts in the work and doesn't drink. And in drinking, and when I say sober, I'm just referring to drinking. Why can't you just say, instead of all these new words that we're learning as a society, why can't you just say, I don't do hard drugs? What's wrong with that?
That's really what it is.
Just anyway. Not sober light. It's kind of insulting. To me, I'm not sober. I don't know. I'm not speaking for people who are. But that's a little insulting to say that when people really put in the work. No?
No,
I'm like, Sam, you should chime in.
No, that's a word, sober. I know people that are sober that took them 5 years, 10 years, 40 years to finally get sober. And they walk around with their coins and their chips in their pocket. So that's like to those of you who accomplish AA or are in recovery, you know what I'm talking about. So that's their accomplishment. To say the word sober is something that encompasses blood, sweat, tears, failure, rock bottom, jail, like all of the above. Yeah. Relapses, losing family, regaining your family. So I'm with you, Jeff. I think it's incredibly insulting. I think it's a word that holds a lot of power. And I love The Weeknd. I'm one of his biggest fans. So for me, I was disappointed coming from someone that knows addiction very well, that used to go to Al-Anon. Like for me, I was like, I hope someone sits down with him and talks to him the weight of that word, because words do matter. And I'm sure if somebody did, maybe he would just say, I drink in moderation, or I party in moderation.
Or I said the wrong thing. Right. Because,
and that's
I mean,
okay.
especially if you say, and it's okay, during an interview, you're going to say a lot of things, and people are going to cherry pick what they're going to listen to. So is sober light sober appropriation? I don't know. I mean, honestly, I'm just wondering, like, because there's so much pride in the idea of being sober, in the work that goes into being sober.
It's a daily battle.